This is Heather Gill with Places to Go with Heather Gill. In this episode of People to Know, it is my privilege and honor to talk to Keelie Reason. Keelie is the owner of R5 Website Management. Keelie, I am so happy you're on with me today. Tell us a little bit more about R5 Website Management.
Well, we've been around since 2013, and we are transplants to Texas, so we haven't been in the area for more than about 3 years, but obviously with our business, we can be anywhere, which allowed us to move here. And it started out 100% with just me writing. I had no idea how much writing was needed for the internet. Like, I always wanted to be a writer, but when I was a kid, you had to work in a newsroom or newspapers and all of this, and I wanted to stay home with my children. They were being homeschooled and everything. So one day I found a platform that allowed me to pick up all these writing projects, and there was such a huge demand for it that within about 2 years, I had way too much work.
Oh, wow.
And I either needed to start denying that work or find some other people to help me. So I immediately went to all these mom groups I was a part of and looked for other stay-at-home moms that wanted, work from home opportunities. Now, obviously this is all pre-pandemic. So when the pandemic hit for us, we were not at all affected.
Right.
It was very good for my team, especially. And because we were doing so much writing for our clients, they started asking us for other things. Well, you're already on my website, my brand. Do you think you could fix this thing on my website or, whatever? Because if you are the internet to someone, they will start asking all these questions.
Right.
And my husband, Austin, loves all that tech stuff. So he got very interested in the business about 4 years ago. He started really working kind of part-time with us. He had been a pastor and he was sort of moving away from that. He was a pastor for 10 years and then moved into food pantry ministry, and that pantry just wasn't doing as well. So he started helping me with the business, and it just developed that full website development and management side of things.
Okay. So you moved from somewhere. Where'd you come from when you moved to Texas?
We were living in North Carolina. We had moved there to work at a church. And while we were there, we worked at 2 different churches. He ran the food pantry ministry there. And we moved out here because we have friends here. So we had met them at that last place in North Carolina, and they came out here, and we wanted to come out here and help him he's got a dental office here.
Okay.
So
moved to Texas via friends, it sounds like.
Yeah. My family was like, what? You're moving where? I don't know how surprised they were, but we kind of had moved everywhere. The minute we got married, we've kind of lived everywhere. We're from Virginia. We lived in 3 different places in Virginia, lived in North Carolina, and now we're in Texas. Which, guys, is completely a very different state than anywhere we've lived. So when people say things are bigger in Texas, they legitimately mean it. And I did not understand that till we got here.
No, for sure. Absolutely. I could just imagine, being married in ministry, if you will. Yeah, moving a lot. That kind of comes with the territory. I have friends who do that kind of work. And every couple of years, it seems like they're jet setting somewhere else. Yeah, it comes with the turf.
Right. We're not doing that currently. We just really feel God has said, let's do this. We've been so successful in it. And because of our team, we are helping them to meet their family's needs. That's awesome. It's been smaller scale, but man, it's had such a far-reaching impact for them.
No, it's awesome. It makes me think of the tagline that you use in your business, which is our family helping yours. I love that. I think that's very clever. And it sounds like it's true to your heart and what y'all do. So the services that y'all provide, it sounds like y'all do the copywriting piece. Sounds like y'all do y'all do website development, or do y'all just do the maintenance? Okay. So if I walked in and said, hey, I'm looking for an e-commerce site, or I'm looking for a landing page or something like that, your services would handle that kind of service then?
Yeah, we can build websites from the ground up. Now, a lot of people already have a website. So
Mm-hmm.
we do a lot of ongoing management.
Okay.
So this thing breaks, that thing breaks. I want to make this change, and they don't know how to change their site. So we do a lot of that as well.
Okay.
As far as writing, I don't think people realize they need a writer, but your website needs new content every month, and most people don't have time or even the skill to add it.
Right.
And new content helps you get more traffic to the site. Without that new content, without updating the site, honestly, your organic traffic kind of, if you get any, it'll mostly be for your name if you do other marketing efforts.
Right. Right.
So
let's say, just for grins, let's say I walked in. Not that I'm going to walk into your business. We're doing COVID stuff right now, but let's say we
I
had a
just
phone
got my
call,
office.
like a Zoom call or something, and I was like, "So, Keelie, tell me how I can get going with you. Kind of, how do you kick off working with somebody?"
So first of all, we establish, do you have a website? And if you
Right.
do, can you edit it?
Mm-hmm.
So we actually are building a realtor website right now, but sometimes we work with real estate agents that are using a website that can't be edited, or other businesses, like if they're a franchise or something.
Right.
If the business can't have, like we can't actually edit it, then there's very little we can do on that end. Maybe we just put our effort into helping them with social media, or their Google My Business listing if they can have access to that. So we find out where they are, like, what are you looking for? What do you need? And what's your goals?
Right.
And then we will look at, okay, what is the actual goal you're trying to reach, and what's the best plan of attack for that? So we're a little bit different because, unlike website companies, that's all they do. They build websites. They are amazing at it, good for them, but they don't typically understand SEO. They may not even understand conversion. They also don't necessarily understand how to get traffic to the site. They typically do not write the content either. They don't understand copywriting. Most web developers, if they offer it, they hire it out. So because we started on that copywriting side and added all the other parts to it, we have a very holistic view of, what somebody might need. And we take budget into consideration, like, oh, I just don't have the budget needed to do a really big website. What's my other options? Then we provide other options. This is how you can still have an online presence right now while you're building.
Right.
So I think, it's really important to work with a company that's willing to listen to your goal and help you reach it, and not just say, oh, well, everybody needs a website. I'm not saying people don't need websites, but that doesn't mean they need a specific website.
Sure.
There's plenty of ways to market the business.
Right. Now, I find it interesting, just as a consumer, sometimes I'll be like, okay, let's go get dinner, for example, and I'll get on Google and start looking up restaurants near me or restaurants near my location. And I know there's a restaurant on this corner.
And you don't see it.
They are not on Google. And it just blows my mind because Google offers that free service. You just have to have a page. And so I'm glad to hear y'all do the Google My Business thing. Man, more entrepreneurs just need to take advantage of that. Just say, hey, it's mine, and fill out a little bit of info. And hey, better yet, hire you guys to actually fill it up and maintain it even.
We do offer like ongoing Google My Business services for this reason, but I am amazed and almost terrified for the businesses that have a listing created for them on Nextdoor, Yelp, Google My Business. They're not even aware those listings exist.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And they don't manage them. And I'm like, literally anyone can claim your website. All they got to do is go click that button. And I'm like, go get your listings.
Right.
Like, there are a lot of businesses that have to actually create the listing. But you'd be really surprised at the number of businesses that the listings they show up. Data aggregators grab that information from other places on the web internet, and they put it on their source.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I know. Like, especially the restaurants. I am always amazed by the restaurants that don't show up. I'm like, what?
Right.
Why aren't you showing up?
There's an area near here. I mean, I'm in Carrollton. There's an area near here off George Bush probably has 40 or 50 little bitty diner places, right?
And they're not on there?
There's only maybe 10 that you can find if you do a search. And I'm like, I would love to try some different kind of Thai food or something very like Indian food or, just something kind of different, but they don't always put them on. Anyway, the point is like, it's free real estate and you can take advantage of it. So blows my mind.
Yeah. And
because I'm hungry and I'm looking. I'm your person you're looking for, but I can't find you.
Right. And what I find is that you end up having to rely on those roundup blogs. So, and that's good if they know about your restaurant.
Right.
But if they don't, then we just can't find you.
All right. Well, let's transition now into the bonus question, because it has a little bit to do with, not really with restaurants, but the question is, coffee, tea, or soda?
Oh, I'm definitely coffee. I love coffee. I drink tea too, by the way.
Okay.
We're from the South. Okay. So we drink sweet tea every night at dinner.
Right.
I also drink hot tea in the afternoons a lot during the winter. This is because I can't drink coffee the entire day. I mean, who can? But I do drink a lot of coffee.
Right. No, cheers to that. I made myself a dirty chai this morning that was quite delicious. So I took some chai tea bags and steeped them, and then I made my espresso shot, and then I foamed up my milk, and then I put them all together and added a little bit of brown sugar, cinnamon, like sweetener. So good.
So obviously we need the recipe.
I just told you, it's pretty simple. Steep the tea.
Goodness. And put a little shot of coffee in it.
And then put a shot of espresso. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, I've never had that before.
It's really, it marries the world of coffee and tea together very nicely, in my opinion.
I don't know if I've had chai tea, but it's like a black tea, right? It's almost like coffee.
It's a black tea that has spices in it. So it's got a little bit of, it's got cardamom and black pepper and some other things that kind of liven it up. Yeah. Spicy tea.
I have not had it, but I think my mom likes it. And a lot of times if she likes a certain kind of tea, I usually do not.
All right.
She's like the Earl Grey and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Cannot do it.
You like straight black pico, right?
I like, I do like herbal tea, but I drink coffee black now, So boring.
That's okay. So it goes. Well, let me flip this over, Keelie, so people know how to get in touch with you. So you can email her at Keelie at r5websitemanagement.com. You can give her a call. This is her office number. It's 469-431-5151. Or you can check out her website there. It's r5websitemanagement.com.
Selling quizzes later, people.
yeah, reach out to her if you've got questions on websites or Google My Business or, gosh, copywriting. Sounds like they do it all, which is incredible. Now, before we wrap it up, take a minute or two. Do you have any words of wisdom for us today?
You were asking that earlier, and I just did a podcast about this, that my mom used to always tell me to focus on the things you can do and don't focus on the things you can't do. And I grew up, I have really bad asthma. So she started teaching me this since I was a child because there was so much I couldn't do.
Right.
This kind of became a mantra for my life. And I'd say this is so important for people in business or people during pandemic. It's like you can get so wrapped up in focusing on, I can't do like this like I used to or that like I used to. Really survey what can you do.
Right. I love it. That's awesome. So let me put this back up real quick. You can reach Keelie here. Keelie, I appreciate your time. I got places to go, more people to meet, but I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in person someday soon.
Yeah, hopefully when we get back together.
That'd be awesome. Cheers and have an awesome day.
Bye.